The amount of resources you can farm on Ragnarok is just insane. In this video, I will show you farming methods that are so good they feel like cheating. Hello Dodo crew and welcome back for another video on ARK Ascended. Grab a bottle of water and let's get straight into it. Even though Wildcard didn't announce it in a big way, this update is one of the most important updates in the history of ARK, especially for those of us who are farming a lot. And the most important setting in the whole game was added to the Enculo and the Dirty. While I had to keep making guides to show everyone how to farm efficiently, the auto farm of most creatures was at least there. But it wasn't useful. After only a few hits, most creatures were overloaded and couldn't farm anymore. The Ankylosaurus and the Dirty Kurus will no longer stop auto-harvesting as long as they are grabbed by a different creature, like an Archie or a Karki, even when slot-capped. Even if it looks like the Karki is a bit buggy right now and doesn't work properly with the new function, this should be fixed relatively soon. In my opinion, this is one of the biggest changes in the history of ARK. To use the auto farm, you don't have to do anything except set up your creature the way you always done it, and then grab it with your Archie and fly around with your Anki. As long as your Archie can carry the weight, your Anki will continue to farm, even if it is weight capped. Since there has been a big update for ARK in which new farm mechanics and resources have been added to Ragnarok. This is something rare, but this is the second part of my resource guide for Ragnarok, in which I explain the new farm settings, creatures and resources, so that you can farm as much as possible. In addition, the Enculo, Dirty and Dunkleo have been given an extra option called Harvest Only, which when enabled will only harvest the resource selected. When mounted the creature, you can now hold Reload and go to your creature and toggle the Harvest Only setting. By selecting a resource, you can select which resource your creature will be harvesting. It currently looks like, for example, if you have set your creature to Metal Only, you will get a lot more metal from metal nodes, as you will get the resource you ignore as additional metal. On a side note, as of I'm editing this, I'm at about 5k subs. If you could sub to help me reaching my goal of 10k subs by the end of the year, I would greatly appreciate it. Some of you have already noticed it in my last farm video. In several sections I said you should use a Rhyniognatha to transport your resources. For me, using a Rhynio was a no-brainer, for whatever reason. And many of you correctly pointed out that the Rhynio is not available on Ragnarok. But that was only true for Ragnarok Evolved. In Ragnarok Ascended, you can catch and tame Rhyniognatha's in several places in the swamp. Taming them is not too easy, and overall they're probably the single best creatures you can tame on Ragnarok when it comes to transporting resources. These are the regions where I found the Rhynios. For those who do not want to search for a Rhyniognatha, I've put the spawn command into the video description. Just fill in the level you want and you're good to go. Many of you have already wondered why the Karki is on Ragnarok, but the resources for the saddles are not. And now, 3 new Aberration Resources have also been added to Ragnarok. You need blue gems to craft saddles for Karkinos. You can easily find these in 3 areas of the map. You will find a small amount of blue gems in the small waterfall at the top of this river on the eastern snow mountain. This waterfall is located at 51.2 and 45.4 and can be found relatively easy. In this region there are always some small patches of blue gems where you can find 3, 4 or maybe even 5 small nodes. If you are looking for larger numbers, you can also find a large amount of blue gems in the cave that is under the frozen lake in the east of the snow mountain. The 2 entrances to this cave can be found at 40 and 62.6 and 37.6 and 58.9. You can find a large amount of blue gems in this cave if you go a good distance into the cave or farm both entrances. There are also a few spots at the entrance to the ice dungeon in the ice cave in the west of the map. One problem is that there are a lot of high level bears in this area, which makes it a bit more dangerous than other spots. You will find Fungal Wood in the swamp in the west of the map. The best way to farm Fungal Wood is with a raft in the swamp, and this time with a Rhinoceros, with which you can farm the trees. A beaver farms more wood, of course, but with a Rhinoceros you can easily farm all the trees in the swamp. The advantage of the raft method is that you can farm tons of resources on a raft and still keep moving. Simply place your Ferricinosaurus at the very front of your raft and swim through the swamp. Then put all the wood into your vault and transport it to your base with a Rhynio. The route is very simple. It is best to start at the top or bottom of the swamp and simply farm the whole swamp into your raft. It doesn't really matter which swamp you take, it works quite well in most of them. The only important thing is that you can get through the swamp easily with your raft and that there are only a few stones in the way, because they can throw your Ferricino off the raft. You get Aggeravic and Auric mushrooms on top if you farm Fungal Wood. You don't need large quantities on Ragnarok, but if you can take them with you in one go, then it's nice too. When I said in the last video that there wasn't a really good Polymer spot, I was sadly mistaken. At that time, it was not yet known that there is a large cave in the desert where a huge amount of aberration plants spawn, which you can simply run into with a bear. No creature spawns in this cave, nor can others build in this cave, as the cave is a non-build area. The easiest way is to get a Meguana from Astreos onto Ragnarok, as it can easily farm Polymer and unlike the bear, is still very mobile. This doesn't make the other methods of farming Polymer any worse, but if you can, then you should favor this method, as you will be slot capped in just a few hits. I hope you liked this video, and I'm thrilled to read if this video has helped you. Hit the like button, leave a comment below for the algorithm, and consider subbing to the channel. Alright, Frodo.